What is up, YouTube? So if you've ever been interested in making your own snow machine setup, well, I got something in store for you that could kind of give you an idea of what's inside the snow machine, how it works, and what to expect when purchasing one or making one yourself. So let's get into this little dissection here and see what it's all about. Okay, so what we have here is the S1500, and what that gives us is the whole snow machine at a more of a commercial grade level. Okay, so there's two types of snow machines. There's the ones that produce real snow or artificial snow with the same principles of real snow, and there's your fog machine style snow machines that basically spray bubbles everywhere or lather up soap that sprays out to simulate what snow looks like. Okay, that's what we have here. Don't be deterred by this, and I'll go over the reason why you would want one or the other, or vice versa. Okay, so there's two ways to get your snow. Of course, this machine, and then the real way, and we'll go over what it entails. So to get the real snow to start making, what you're going to need is a system like this. There's two systems. Okay, there's one like this where you got water in and air in, they mix, and you have like an 1/8 inch hole at the end of the pipe with a cap, and they mix, and it kind of just shoots a stream of icy water. Okay, there's three components that you're going to need. You're going to need your pressure washer, high pressure, wet pressure washer, and you're going to need a compressor, and then this tree setup. Okay, and then there's this way, which is most effective, because you're going to have water coming in, water going out. You're going to have a valve in between. Okay, and then you're going to have air coming in through the top, and where they exit right here, you're going to have a car wash style nozzle that's going to give you a fan, and that's where you get the most bang for the buck, especially if you're using up water and power. What it's going to allow you to do is mist your air and water together, and create more coverage with per swoop. So if you're like spraying it out and moving it back and forth and stuff, you'll have more coverage a lot faster. So what that's going to allow you to do is water is going to come out here. Your valve is going to allow you to mix the air and water together, and of course it's going to seep into all the nozzles, of course, but it allows you to make adjustments, fine-tuning it. So what you got is water coming in, water going out, water going up the pipe, air coming in, and then these are your nozzles, and of course two of these will be mixtured. So you have your water and your air mixed, and your water and your air mixed per each nozzle. So there's going to be two nozzles up here and one down here. Of course, some air is going to seep down into here, but not as much as these. And what that allows it to do is generate a circulation of both, allowing it to crystallize in the air. But the issue with doing this style setup is you're going to need it to be a freezing temperature, and you're also going to need the humidity level down. I'll post up a chart and an image of what these look like, so you kind of get the better idea of the whole purpose of this. Okay, so now how this machine works. Okay, so what this machine has is, let me take it apart so you could visually see it. So to take this thing apart, what you need to do is take off the handle, 2 bolts here, take off the side screws, same thing on that, and take off all the little tiny screws all the way around it. Okay, and this whole cover will lift off. This is just a beauty cover. There's really not much under here, so let's get this lifted up. So I'm extending the tube, of course, but if I wanted to, I could use the 1/8 inch tube and reconnect everything from there to there, but I want it more flow, so we're going to see if this works, because where it's going to be located, it's on the roof, so I want to be able to fill it up down below. Okay, so how this works is we'll start from the front to the back. what you're gonna have is a sock right here that has these micro holes in it, or lines. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a little sock. And then you're gonna have this tube here, right there. Let's see if I could get that in focus. You're gonna have a little tube there that's gonna drive your solution up to that sock and coagulate at the end. You're gonna have your pump here that's pumping the solution straight from this tube. This is an 1/8 inch tube, and it's gonna generate it straight from wherever it is that you know have your jug located, typically in the back here if you buy a setup. And then you have your fan, which is a high flow fan, which basically blows into the sock here, and it allows everything to basically fly forward once the solution's up into the sock. Okay, so the difference between this one and the smaller one is, of course, your power of your fan and how far it's going to shoot it. Okay, and then you have your electronics, which if you make one you don't need the electronics, but basically it allows you to operate how much flow you want here, your power, your controllers, and your power in, and that's all controlled there. If you're gonna make one of these with a leaf blower, then you won't need all this stuff because it's battery operated, or even the electronic ones. And then all you would need is a bilge pump, or you could use a fish pump, run it in the solution directly, and then pump it up to your whatever you're going to use, your leaf blower, whatever fan you have, and then a sock at the very end where it collects all that and then it blows it out. So all this circuitry does is you have your max level, which allows you to adjust the volume of air that's going to be pressed out. You have your power setup here, which goes to your circuit board. You have your input output for your controllers, and you have your power. Okay, and then you have a space for the jug. So this could be a lot more compact if you didn't need the jug area and stuff. That's how I said you could actually make one of these with a leaf blower or a pump to air up like air mattresses, and then you could get a little tiny pump here for like a fish pond or a fish tank setup, and then something with fine mesh here, so that way you could produce your foam at the end. So for 80 bucks you could get this whole setup. That's why it's not worth kind of making your own unless you have the parts already. You could also get the smaller size that's half the power, and that's going to cost you about, I want to say, $60 on eBay. So would I recommend making one or purchasing one? If I was you, I would just purchase this whole setup like I did. It's way cheaper and you don't have to think about it. It's already there. If you're going to make one that's way better than this, like just something awesome, like with a leaf blower and a bigger pump, so I mean you're getting a whole bunch of coverage and you're shooting a lot of that solution, then definitely I recommend making it from scratch, hands down. But this is enough to give you a pretty good coverage for your typical yard. So that's going to complete today's video. This is just a basic look of the inside if you're planning to make one. If this video was helpful for you, definitely give it a thumbs up. If you want to see content like this and other content I'll be posting in the future, definitely consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one.